WYBE Public Television. We'll take you there.
This is the way we crack our eggs, crack our eggs. Ha.
Howdy. Good to see you.
It sure is.
But I wish you would dress up a little more when you watch this show. I mean,
my
you'll give us a
heavens.
bad reputation. Look at that.
Ooh-wee.
I haven't seen shoes like that since back in the 50s.
Well, Dr. Johnson, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I've never been better.
Well, that's a lie.
But
That
anyway,
is a big fat lie.
well, that's okay.
He's all right.
But we're here
But
to have a good time,
I
and
think
we
you've been
will.
better.
Yes. And
Last Saturday night,
have
from what
been.
I hear.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh,
Anyway.
Spousal abuse?
No, nothing like that. I just fell.
Oh, no.
I fell and I couldn't get
Well,
up.
I've heard about
But
that.
anyway.
Well, anyway.
It's okay.
Yeah, what are we doing today? Where is the witch?
Let's search the
Got her to
sky
come
for
in.
an answer.
Ooh, she bit me on the thumb. You witch.
Oh,
Here, take that
she's
letter.
frothing a little bit from the mouth. I believe
Well,
she
I
has
rinse
rabies. So you better go get your shots. Dear guys, can you come up with a show with breakfast recipes that can get my husband up and out of bed? He sleeps all the time, and I'm tired of it. Thanks. Christine Van Winkle of Sleepy Hollow, New York. Well, how about that?
Yes, well,
the Van
Christine.
Winkles.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
famous family.
We'll do a breakfast
will.
recipe for you. Yes, we will.
We
We'll
certainly
do
will.
a couple or three of them.
For the Van Winkle family.
Yes, let's see. What I'm going to do eggs goldenrod that was sent in by J.B. Clayton from Rocky Mount, Virginia, the moonshine capital of the world.
I'm going to do homemade cheese Danish, and they sure are good. And the very lovely Miss
Doris.
is coming in to do some monkey shines with the monkey cake.
Well, tell her
She's
to...
swinging in from the rafters.
Oh, look at that.
It's true. She
Tell her
is
to
gonna
get
be
that
in
arthropod off that cake and...
Get that arthropod off them. What does it mean? Anyway, so...
Well,
you have something
I
to
had
do?
to boil, and I'm peeling 6 eggs, and I'm going to show everybody how to do this recipe 2 different ways. We're going to do it the way it was sent in, and then we're going to do a heart-healthy version.
Well, I'm just so proud of you.
I am too. I just didn't know I had it in me, but I did. Besides, I didn't have anything else to do.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, all I need
Am I
to
supposed
do
to do
is
something?
I got 6 boiled eggs, and I got to just kind of peel them and make sure they don't have any shells on them so they'll crack your teeth.
Well, the first thing you have to do on the Danish, this is a real simple recipe, and it's real nice too, is to heat your oven to 350 hot degrees. The next thing you do is you go shopping and make sure you got all the right ingredients for this show. And then the next thing you do when you don't is call Doris, and she'll go do it all for you. And that's what we did on today's show. I prepared, for the first time in 16 years, I prepared the wrong show. But I've done this recipe before, one time before. This calls for a package, 16-ounce package of cream cheese softened, and it's very important that you leave it out for a while because you're going to have to mix this stuff and you want it to get real soft. Well, we could not find a 16-ounce package, so we have 2 8-ounce packages, so it starts out with 2 of those. And soften that stuff up real good. See, normally, if I'd had the proper recipe for today's show, this would have been laying out in the car all day and just be real soft. The next thing you do is put in an egg separated. So we're going to separate an egg because I tell you what, we're going to use...
Where's that high-priced egg separator?
Oh, I did a terrible job on that egg. I don't know. I could have used... Well, I remember when you used to just take your bare hands and do it, Johnson. It wasn't a pretty sight.
No,
now,
it
you
wasn't.
use the yolk. Excellent camera work. Use the yolk and hold on to the egg whites because we're going to take the egg whites later on and we're going to slather it all over this stuff and give it a nice little, what do they call it, fang. on it. A touch.
To it. Glaze.
Well, that's not a glaze, a real nice glaze. Next thing you do is a teaspoon of vanilla. Teaspoon of vanilla. Boom. And a teaspoon of lemon juice. And I have, you know, we have this year the lemons are kind of hard here in Virginia. They're sort of plasticky, I've noticed. They come with little lids on them. Well, sometimes, I don't know why, but sometimes it's just better to do it this way. So put a little
Well, it
in
is.
there, a little extra squirt for baby. Well, you started that on me a couple of weeks ago.
I know.
And I had forgotten that phrase since I was a kid. And
Well,
one
I'll
for
tell you-
baby, and I've been laughing about that, and I've been using the term over and over
My
again.
good friend, Richard Thomas, the owner of the World of Mirth Carnival, and Little Richard's concessions all over the United States, look for them, wonderful food. Little Richard always has on his concession trailers on the carnival, take some home for baby. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful
Well,
line.
I just want to know, does Richard Thomas still have that mold?
No,
on
no,
it?
no, no. This is the
Oh, this
little
is
short, heavy-set
another
Richard.
Richard
Talks
Thomas.
like this. Hi, Mr. Johnson, good to see you. And smokes a cigar. Wonderful man, though. Look for him and tell him I said hi if you see him.
And a tablespoon of flour. Is that a pre-measured tablespoon of flour? Boy, we've gotten real fancy on the show now, ladies and gentlemen. We're in high cotton these days. And now what you have to do is mix that with a mix-up. So that's what I'm going to do for a little while, so just hang in there until I get it done. It
All
doesn't
right.
look too good.
Well, it's fine. Now, I've got in my pan over here a half a stick of margarine, and we're going to make a roux, and you remember that's the equal parts. That's 4 tablespoons of margarine and 4 tablespoons of flour, and we're going to cook it a little bit. So as soon as that starts heating up a little, and it's beginning to melt.
This
How
mixer.
you doing with your mixer?
Well, the mixer smells like it's burning up. I don't know what it is. There's something about this mixer. I believe we're taxing this mixer mightily, ladies and gentlemen. But
Well-
I think it'll be all right. Don't get concerned about it. It's okay.
My margarine seems to me to be taking an inordinate
that pretty?
amount of time
See that?
to heat up.
That makes a very, very nice. Look at that. It's the very lovely stiff peaks that you've read so much about.
You remember Stiff Peaks? Lived down there with his wife, Thelma. Well, this
Well, after he died, she became the widow's peaks.
the Widow Peaks.
That's terrible. Anyway.
Right out about that.
Same joke, different day,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Now, well, this margarine is slow, but it's getting there. You can't start the roux until it's completely done.
Well, you want me going ahead
No,
and start
yeah.
playing with a croissant roll?
Well, you can, but all I'm going to do is add 4 tablespoons of flour to this and cook it a little while so the flour loses its raw taste, and then we'll be ready to add some milk and make. We're just making a simple white sauce, real easy. Those of you that say you can't make gravy, there's nothing to it. Half fat, half flour. So, Larry, you go on while I'm...
Just get yourself an old pack of crescent rolls. I wonder why they call them. And it just will explode just instantly. And what you have to do now is separate these little bad boys out. Excuse me, bad girls out. And, well, sometimes you can't tell till you get them out of the package. So anyway, separate those out. These are a little, I'm afraid to say that these have still not gotten, you ought to keep them firm in the refrigerator. And these have been sitting in Doris's car for a couple of days. How long have they been in your car, Doris? An hour. An hour. You know, have you noticed that Doris has been here so long now in the South that she talks kind of like we do? She says it's been there an hour. An hour and ever. And, you know, these have little, what do they call these things? But I'm using a knife because this stuff is so soft. Now, I have discovered that it's best if you kind of flatten these out a little bit, but I just know this is going to cause some problems because you need for them to be kind of thinned out just a little bit bigger than they normally are. See that? Now, what you do is take just a little gob of this stuff, not a lot, and put it right in the center. You don't want to overdo it because it'll this come right out. There we go. And then you kind of just fold this over and seal it up real good. And then you put it upside down on an ungreased pan. I hope it's ungreased, is it? It's ungreased. Okay. But if you smash them out a little bit, it gives you just a little bit more time. Not time. It gives you a little more room. Doesn't give you any more time at all. Actually,
ladies and gentlemen, we're having a hard time today.
It takes up a little more time.
You'd think we'd never done this before.
I don't know what it is. I haven't been focused all day. I just don't know what it is, but I haven't been focused all day. I was sitting at my office today waiting for a luncheon appointment and realized 10 minutes into it that there was a distinct possibility I was supposed to meet them at the restaurant. And lo and behold, I was. So anyway, you just keep doing that. You know, that works out so much better when you roll them out because it gives you a lot more space to put stuff in. They don't look real pretty when you roll them out, but they do work real good. Looks like something you ran over on the road, doesn't it?
Doris, you know, I used to have a whisk over here in this thing, but I don't seem to have it anymore.
Well, we have had to take your whisk away from you. We thought you were getting dangerous.
But I need my whisker.
All right.
Here she comes.
Anyway, keep doing that till you use up all of the stuff. I have discovered that this makes, for some reason, why Doris doesn't know and I don't know, this seems to make a lot more of this stuff than you really do need for a package of this. And I don't know why that is, but it is. And there's just not much you can do about it. What you may want to do is take that cream cheese and give it to somebody that needs it real bad. Give it to the needy. Give it to somebody, I don't know who. What else could you do with cream cheese? What? Oh, you used 3 packages, she said. And you know, you're right. It probably would take a couple more packages.
All right. Well, I've added, Larry, 2 cups of skim milk. Now, you could use whole milk, but I'm trying to watch out for any more fat than we absolutely need, so I'm using skim milk. And while this cooks a little bit and gets thick, Doris is going to get me the grater, which I have to grate my eggs with, and I'm going to grate the whites of these eggs, not the yolks, just the whites. We're going to save the yolks for another time.
Do you remember that old thing? Toots used to do a thing. Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean.
Yep.
And when he left the table, he licked the platter clean. Something like that.
Yes, we used to say that.
What's it mean?
Well, you know, some people can
Just
have
one of those
stuff.
silly things, I guess.
Some can't. And, you know, this kind of stuff I'm not allowed to have anymore.
Does this mean that you won't be tasting any of it on the program?
Oh, no, because I'm doing it. I'm going to do myself some that won't hurt you. Now, the whites, it's these yellows that will kill you. The yolks, the whites won't. The whites are okay for you. They don't hurt you. But
Now, I tell this story all the time of old gentleman salesman used to come in the Waffle House every morning by the name of Old Ed. I won't tell you his last name, but Ed would come in every morning and he would, religiously, he would order egg whites done very lightly and toast with no butter. And,
Boy,
you know,
that sounds good.
looking so that he was taking care of his heart. Ed died of cancer.
Oh.
And I couldn't help but think, you know, Ed, you could have enjoyed all that stuff all of that time.
Well, you know, there's a lot to be said for that. Now, you're going to grate on the large side these egg whites and just grate them right up down into your bowl. And I'm doing that while Larry is...
Well, I'm finishing up the last of this, and I'm going to show you the next exciting installment. You have quite a bit of this left, so you can buy a few more of these crescent rolls. Now, what you do is you take your egg whites now. Do what? What, to beat them? Do you have to beat the egg whites? Well, I didn't know that. Should you add a little water to it? No water to it. She says that it spreads better if you do this. Well, I guess you're right, because it kind of breaks up a little bit. Is that enough? We have a lot of time to fill. Maybe 5 more minutes. No, we got to bring you in here in a little bit. That'll be good for 20 minutes. Now, all you do is just spread this over the top before you put it in. Now, your oven is heating up at 350 wonderful degrees, and just take a little of this and spread it over the top of each one. That'll put a nice glacé on each one, a little glaze. There you go. And once again, 1 egg white's enough to do a couple more crescent rolls anyway. So you may as well just go ahead and buy some extra crescent rolls. And you know you never outgrow your need for crescent rolls, so if you have some left. 350 degrees for 20 minutes. That's it. There's one for baby and the staff.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm still...
Are we ready to bring in Miss Doris? Can we bring Miss Doris
let me
in?
check just a second.
Or should I give my recipe?
Why don't you give your
Or should I
recipe?
do something else? Or
Yeah,
I'm going to give my
your
recipe. I'm going to give my recipe. Here's what it calls for. A homemade cheese Danish sent in by Joseph Windish of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're hot as a pistol in Philly. Now, well, never mind. It's a package of cream cheese, 16 ounces, an egg separated, a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of lemon juice, a tablespoon of flour, and 2 packages of crescent rolls. We only made 1 today because, honestly, it just was going to take too long. But anyway, that's that. And that's just all there is to it.
Is that it?
That's it.
All there
At
is
350 degrees
Well,
for 20 minutes. Watch it because they will burn very quickly. You have to kind of watch them if your
Let
oven's
me
a little hot.
finish this egg white here and add it, and then we can call in the lovely Doris.
All right.
We can call her anything we want to.
Mhm.
All right.
We
Now, I've
Except
added
long
all
distance
these
delay.
6 whites that have been grated. Oh, they're all over me. Goodness
It's just
gracious.
terrible. It's a pox.
All right, to this white sauce, and then just kind of let it relax, and we're going to add some salt and pepper if we had any.
Salt and pepper.
Uh-huh.
Come to supper.
All right, and I'm not going to put any salt in it because I don't need it. So.
Somebody accused me in a club the other night of using too much salt on the air. You know, people have
Yeah.
opinions.
Well,
Opinions
they
are
do.
like
I put in about a 1/4 teaspoon
people,
of pepper.
a lot of them.
Now there it is, and I'm just going to turn it down to low and mash these yolks for decor. So bring Doris in and let her do whatever it is she needs to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Doris Ford and her monkey cake. Well, if you put it there, we can't see. Let me get some of my junk. Here, put it here, and I'll get my junk out of the way. Tell us about this monkey
cake.
cake.
Was sent in by Mrs. Claire Lubold from Bensalem, Pennsylvania. And what you do is you take 4 8-ounce cans of biscuits. The instant biscuits. Do not use buttermilk. I tried it, forgot, and they fell apart. So you have to use just plain old biscuits. And 2/3 a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 1/2 sticks margarine, 1 cup of sugar, and raisins or nuts. And you cut the biscuits up in 4 pieces, shake them up in the cinnamon sugar, and put half of it, and then you make a syrup.
Well, look, this looks... How did you get this sugary look on the outside?
You take the cinnamon sugar, you make cinnamon sugar. You take the cinnamon and the sugar and mix it up and put it in a bag, and then cut these in 4ths, shake it up, and put half of it down, and then the syrup. Well, I was a little rushed this morning, and I guess I didn't cook my syrup enough. So make sure when you're cooking your butter and your sugar that it's dissolved the sugar and keep
Otherwise,
it
you
warm.
get this little mess
And see,
here.
it runs all over. And you have to keep it warm. I found that out because I took it off while I was making it, and it crystallized too much. You have to sort of keep it warm and flowing, you might say. Then you put the raisins, do another layer, and then put another layer of the sugar and cinnamon on it. And hopefully it'll be good. Last time it was. It worked out good.
Now, what's this, a chimpanzee cake, or what is this called?
Monkey cake.
Sent in by Mrs. Claire Lubold of Bensalem, Pennsylvania.
And you said that we were very popular up in Pennsylvania. I was up in New Jersey this past weekend and was recognized.
And
from
they
up there,
threw
so-
eggs at her.
and so that the people up there do watch this show, and I'll say hi to everybody in Pennsylvania and New Jersey that do watch it.
Well, bless
And
her
we
heart.
appreciate them, right?
Uh-huh.
We love them.
We love them all,
to death.
every one of them. Thank you, and thank you for that lovely monkey cake.
Well, Larry, while you were...
By the way, look at
indoors-
these. I have taken these just fresh out of the oven moments ago.
they're gorgeous.
And they really are pretty, aren't they?
Beautiful.
Just lovely. Worked myself into a frenzy doing them.
a hissy fit.
Now,
All
what
right.
you got?
Well, I'm toasting some bread, and we probably could do more, but our toaster is slow like everything else around here. And at the same time, I'm over here in the oven, the microwaving some egg substitute. And I just put it in a measuring cup, and let's see what's happened to it. Well, it's not quite ready.
Haven't done
Let's
anything.
put a little more time on it here.
Perhaps if he turned it on, that would help.
Well, no, it's almost ready, but I'm going to use that now. As soon as our toast, we're going to put it over here on the platter.
Toast, toast.
Mm-hmm.
Toast, toast.
And then we're going to put this eggs, look at it, and what a wonderful shot, right down on it there. And that's just terrific. In our toaster, that is a slow toaster, though.
You don't see
then
many
we're
overhead toaster shots
No, I
like
know.
that.
I can't ever remember seeing one, not even on
Not on
some of
Letterman
those
or anything.
high-priced
No,
shows.
that's right.
No.
No, indeed. That's a first right
Well, now
here.
let's
Want me
see.
to
Yeah,
check it for you so you
Let's
won't
see
run
if it's
yourself
done.
to death? Well,
yep,
it's
that'll do.
yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
sort of fluffed up real
Yeah,
good.
it does like an omelet. I don't know whether you knew this or not, but my cousin Bobby
Why does
knew.
it do that?
Well, it's just the way eggs
It
do.
puffs up.
It puffs up, and I'm going to take it out of there as soon as our toast is finished. I can't believe this toaster has taken this long on the
Well, it looks to me like it's burning.
Well, how do we get it out?
Just pull it up. Pull it up. It'll come up. It's burning. Let
Oh,
me
I can't
disconnect
get it out.
Let me disconnect it.
Well, see if you can get it. Turn it upside down and dump it out. There, thank you. Well, it's perfect.
And none too soon.
Right.
It was just right,
And
ladies and
now
gentlemen.
we're going to...
And it still hasn't let the thing come up.
All right, now we're going to put some of this egg.
People have just seen how you handle a bad situation.
You just handle
You
the...
just handle it.
Put the egg stuff on there, and now on Larry's, I'm going to sprinkle onto it
Oh, thank
the
you.
grated egg yolk.
So I can have the heart attack.
That's right. And now I'm going to,
It's so
well,
sweet.
if I can get it out here.
It's like a big piece of rubber.
No, it's an omelet.
I've never seen nothing
But
like
I'm going to chop some of this egg beater up and use it on mine. See, that will work just fine. Of course, Doris gave me a steak knife instead of a regular knife today.
Well, it's been one of those days. Doris has had her hard time today,
She
too.
has.
Well, you know, I read in the paper this morning that if you smell nice, you're
I
supposed to be
saw
nice
that.
to you. Well, I put some body powder on. Don't I smell nice? You guys shouldn't be yelling at me.
Shower to shower, I would say. What,
It didn't work.
Is it expensive stuff?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So you're not supposed to be yelling at me today, according to that paper, Labor.
Oh, all right. I won't anymore. All right, well, that's all I have to do.
Well, that's the
Let's
greatest
go
of
over here
plenty,
and
I would say.
taste it. Oh, I didn't give the recipe. All right,
We
the
have
recipe requires the use of 6 hard-boiled eggs, 4 tablespoons of flour, 4 of margarine, a teaspoon of salt if you want it, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 2 cups of milk, and that's it, and some toast.
Well, I'm bringing my salt with me.
I'm gonna bring-
I just don't think there's enough salt on this recipe. And my heart's been thoroughly recently checked out due to heart catheterization, and I'm good for at least a couple more of these shakers.
Well, Doris didn't give us a flipper either, so...
Oh, my heavens, he has totally left us out of the loop. Well, here, have one of these fine Danish. And the monkey cake, of course, you help yourself to. You just pinch it off. That's the great thing about monkey cake. Good monkey cake.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I'm going to put a little more pepper on mine also. I like lots of pepper. Let me try this stuff. What is this, egg gravy?
No, it's called eggs goldenrod.
That's yummy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Going to get rid of the
It's
salt.
got a good flavor to it.
It really does. You know, I think you've caught on to how to make this stuff second or third time around.
Well, let me try this Danish paste terry.
Uh-huh.
I'll take my glasses off so I don't have to...
I fed that to somebody the last time I made it, and they almost had a hemorrhage. They thought it was supposed to be real sweet. And I says, oh, it just tastes like cheese. Well, that's what it's supposed to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheese Danish.
If you want it to be sweet, then you'll have to throw powdered sugar on the outside of it. Or maybe when you roll it out, if you rolled it out on powdered sugar, that would be nice.
You could do that, or you could add it to the cream cheese mixture, and you could even use some of those artificial sugars.
But this is not a sweet Danish. This is just a cheese Danish in the true sense of the word. I have a real good bite, don't you, then? It's
Not
just
bad.
Perfect.
Maybe we can figure out who murdered you.
No, we already know that. But anyway, I'm telling you, it's a nice little
Well, let me try this monkey.
ensemble.
Well, I don't recall these raisins in it.
I think they've been added since they were done the last time.
Oh, they're awfully good. How did she get that frosty look on it?
She accidentally messed up,
Oh,
and it caused that frosty look. Sometimes it helps to mess up.
the monkey cake you can't make good for diabetics because you gotta have real sugar.
You gotta
to
have
do
the real
that.
stuff.
But it's a nice thought. It's
good
wonderful,
stuff.
delicious.
Great stuff.
And so is the eggs goldenrod.
Well, it's all real good. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. Come back again next time. We'll do some more.
Hello, this is Miss Carroll. If you would like to have a copy of this season's recipe...
Traction and control.